Hey guys, what's going on? It's TJ. Uh, Listen, can we talk? I'm sitting still right now, and I guess I was just reflecting on some funny stuff. Um, Over my childhood, I wouldn't say I had the best childhood, and I wouldn't say I had the worst childhood. It had its ups and downs. Yeah, but I was sitting reflecting on some funny stuff. We my brother and I did coming up, and it just kind of made me laugh. I'm 41, so that was, yeah, a long time ago. I did a video a couple. It wasn't my first video. I think it was my second video I did. Yeah, I think it was my second video I did talking about what we expect out of our kids, and are we putting in our kids what we expect out of them. Those are very they go hand in hand to me, and it seems like it should be common sense, but I guess not. And hey, I've looked over a couple of my videos, and I don't know how many times I said I don't even think I realized I said it that much. And I don't even know if I say it in my daily life that much, but I'm definitely going to put forth an effort to cut that out of my vocabulary. For real, for real. I didn't realize how much I said it. I had to laugh at myself with that too. Yeah, expecting, see, there I go. Putting into our kids what we expect out of them. I thought about growing up as a kid in our household. There I go again. I thought about growing up in our household as kids, what our parents expected out of us. I grew up in a household of a stepfather and a mother. My father died when I was very young, maybe about 3. My biological father died about the age of 3. I have a brother that is 2 years older than me that we were raised together, and I also have a older brother, much older than my brother that's 2 years older than me. Different mothers, but the same biological father. But my brother that I was raised with, the same biological mother, we were raised together. And I also have a stepbrother, my stepfather's son. I have a stepbrother also. We also spent a lot of years together, and he could probably contest. He could probably agree with everything I'm saying, both of them. And that's a story for another day. But listen, the fact of the matter, I think our parents put into us what they expected out of us as children, and both as adults. And I say as children because I guess it's the stepping stone. Once children get a certain age, like there's not really much you can do. You're really just observing the fruits of your labor once children get a certain age, whatever that might look like. That's why I said in my other video, whatever your children are showing you, examine yourself and how you brought them up or how you raised them or what you put in them or what you didn't put in them. But I had wrote down a couple things that I wanted to share with you guys of what my brother and I did as kids and how it reflects on our lives today. The funniest of it all, our parents expected us to be in the house before the street lights came on, not before dark, not when the street lights came on. Wait till the street lights come on and then make your way home. They expected us to be in the house before the street lights came on. For real, for real. I can remember, that's why I was saying some of it was funny as I was sitting reflecting. I can remember my brother has always been one to try the system. Me, not so much. I was afraid of, I guess you would call it whippings now. Like, first of all, our parents chastised us. And they didn't give us too many slides. Not many slides at all. If we did something we had no business doing, they chastised us. And it was enough for you to know not to do it again. As an adult now, I don't make too many dumb mistakes. I think before I act. I try to make conscious decisions as a man, and I think that had a lot to do with it. As a kid, you know, you might get a chastising, a spanking, or punishment. As an adult, when you make mistakes, 9 times out of 10, it costs you money. Small mistakes can turn into big mistakes, and most of the time when you make mistakes as an adult, it costs you money. So I think that part of our raising kind of made me into the man that I am today. I don't make very many stupid mistakes. I think hard before I act, and I think before I speak. But this that was kind of a sidetrack. But back to the in the house before the street lights came on. My brother has always been one to try the system. I was thinking about one night, I think we were maybe my brother was maybe 10, 12, something like that. And he decided not to come home before the street lights came on. He was just going to try the system and see what happened this particular night. And what happened was no different than what would happen any day of the week, any day of the year. This dude stayed out, and my mom came in looking for him, and she's asking me where he is, and I'm like, I don't know. She's asking my dad, where's Charles? That's his name, Charles. Where's Charles? I don't know. Dude, my mom got in her car and rolled the neighborhood. She knew it was like his normal hangout spots, but she rolled the neighborhood and she found him. And she found him. It's funny. She found him, and she literally made him walk beside the car on the way home, all the way home. Walk or run, either one, whatever fit him, because she was literally reaching out the window with her belt as he ran beside the car all the way home. And you know what she was doing with her belt. My mom had a special belt and she used it. She didn't mind using it. If you wanted to try the system was going to show you what it was about. They did not mind chastising us. And I thank God for it. I thank God for it. I don't know what kind of decision maker I would be today, what kind of man I would be today, if I had not got the direction and the chastising and the knowing what to and what not to do, when and where. However, if I had not gotten it as a kid, it's a shame to learn it as an adult. Once you reach adulthood, it's not the time to make stupid mistakes. You make stupid mistakes as a kid, and like I said in my last video, you make mistakes. Your parents correct you, and you learn from it, and you don't do it again. But yeah, I was I was sitting laughing to myself so hard thinking about that story, and it just made me, like, think on the things that we did as kids and how we were truly raised. Yeah. So that was one. Being in the house before the street lights came on. My mom and dad had rules and expectations of us, and they did not mind. They did not spare the rod with us. If we decided we wanted to break them, they did not spare the rod with us. There was no room for foolery. The foolery you see today that kids go through, it did not happen in our house. There was no room for foolery, and I thank God for it. I thank God for it. Yeah. So the the second one I wanted to talk about was we did chores coming up. We had responsibilities. We went to school, of course, and we did our homework, but when we got home, things were still expected of us, and they better be done. They better be done. Remember I told you guys, children need rules, and children need structure, and children need parents. All of those things very important to the upbringing of productive adults once they reach age. Things were expected of us, and we had chores. My mom started us very young doing chores, very young. I see kids today, and they're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, still living at home, and nothing is expected of them. And that is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I can't even wrap my head around how crazy that is to me. And a lot of parents today, you can't really tell them too much about their kids. I've learned that. I learned that the hard way. You can't really tell them too much about the kids. And a lot of kids, depending how they were raised, it's extremely difficult to turn that around. It's extremely difficult to undo all of the what has been done the wrong way. It's extremely difficult. But we had chores. When we got home from school, we did our homework, we had chores, and we had to do those chores before we went outside to play. One of our chores was keeping our room clean. We had to keep our room clean. We had to keep our beds made. So when we got up in the morning before we went to school, we had to make sure our room was clean. We couldn't just throw on our clothes and run out the door and catch the bus. We had to clean our room. We had to make up our bed, and then we got ourselves up and got ourselves ready. And of course, my mom, at a certain age, she was there. And later on, the bigger we got and the more, I guess, responsible we got, we dressed ourselves. But we made our beds before we darted the door. We made our beds and made sure our room was clean. My mom never came home to our room. My brother and I shared a room growing up. My mom never came home. My dad never came home. And they had to tell us not too many times to clean our room. Our room was clean. So, yeah. And we had to keep the bathroom clean. I grew up in a small house. It's like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Um, we didn't grow up wealthy, but we were comfortable. Um, excuse me, guys. Like, it's kind of chilly out here, but I want it to be outside so bad. It's really, really nice, but it's kind of making my nose run a little bit, so I'm sniffing. And of course, my allergies. It just makes it 10 times worse. But we grew up in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, very small house we grew up in, and my brother and I shared a room. So there was only 1 bathroom in the house, and we had to keep it clean. Even though everybody used it, it was our responsibility to keep it clean. We had to keep our room clean, and we had to keep the bathroom clean. And we alternated who was going to do the room this week and who was going to do the bathroom that week. And it had to be done. And if it wasn't done, which was a very far and few times, you already knew what was coming. There was no room, not too much room for error. Again, in our household coming up, my mother and father held our feet to the fire. They held our feet to the fire. So one week, my brother would clean the room and I cleaned the bathroom, and then we alternate switch. That week I cleaned the bathroom and he cleaned the room. And that's how we did it. This is another really funny thing I'm gonna share with y'all. We very early on, I can remember, and I had to ask my mom about this because, you know, some things in the back of your head, you're like, maybe I was a kid, maybe I dreamed it or something. I don't know. Maybe I dreamt it. No, it wasn't a dream. It was real. Very early on, my mom had us washing dishes. After we ate and my mom cooked every day. She cooked every day. I don't know about some mothers today, but my mom cooked every day and she worked every day. If she worked, she cooked. If she was off, she cooked. And after we ate dinner, it was our responsibility to wash the dishes and keep the kitchen clean. And we started that. That was our very first chore. Even before the room thing ever came along. Listen, before we kept our room clean, my mom would go in and clean and change our sheets and all of that when we were much younger. But she started us off washing dishes. I can remember at the age of 5, before I was tall enough to even stand up to the kitchen counter, my mom would pull a chair to the kitchen sink. She would pull a chair to the kitchen sink and make us stand up in it and wash them dishes. Pull a chair. One more time for the people in the back. She would pull a chair to the kitchen sink and make us stand in that chair and wash dishes. And not only did she make us stand in the chair and wash dishes, and remember, this is at the age of 5, 6 years old. When we finished washing them dishes, she would come in behind us and check the dishes to make sure that they were clean. And if they weren't clean, everything that was half cleaned, everything that still had food on it, you just gonna put some water on it and throw it in the drying rack and throw it in under the sink. No. No. My mom would scale that kitchen, and everything that wasn't clean, she would pull it out, put it back in the sink, come in the room and tap you need to go back in there because you didn't do it right. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? And you know, guys, listen. I'm only telling. I'm sharing this. I think today we're so easy on our kids because they have it so easy. I don't feel. I know some might listen to this video and just these first couple things that I've mentioned, it might sound like, you know, the A word. No, I don't look at it as that. You know, as a kid, you get mad with your parents, like, oh man, she gonna make us do this all over again. And let me tell you, let me tell you, my brother and my mama and my stepdad had a time because my brother was very vocal. My brother has always been the one to try the system, and she just have to grapple him up and put him back in the line. I don't see it as the A word. And it wasn't the A word. The man that I am today, I know why my mom and my father did what they did, and why they did what they did. I know why they did what they did. They were preparing us for something heavier than washing dishes. They were preparing us for something heavier than washing dishes. I'm not crying. It's my allergies. They were preparing us for something heavier than washing dishes or making a bed. Life is much heavier. Life is a beautiful thing. How they say life is for the living. It's a beautiful thing, but with it also comes a lot of responsibility and a lot of stress. Things that a lot of young people aren't really prepared for if they're not set up for it mentally. If they're not set up for it mentally and emotionally, and how to handle things and how to take care of things and how to just how to be in the midst of stress and things going on around you, like how to be. It was for something bigger than washing dishes. Yeah. So very early on, we wash dishes, and we alternate weeks washing dishes in that chair until we didn't have to have the chair anymore. We washed dishes until we were 17 and 18 years old. That chore never went away. It never went away. That chore, none of our chores ever went away. When we got a certain age, they didn't just go away. Those things were still expected of you. And we did get an allowance. My mom, you know, on Friday, my mom and dad would give us an allowance for the chores that we did all week. Yeah, they did. It was to demonstrate nothing different than a job. You have to go to work and put in the time and the effort, and on Friday, on payday, whatever day payday is, you get paid, and that's how you get money. And later on, my mom would tell me the reason she did what she did. One of the other reasons she did what she did was because she never wanted us to be in a position of needing money from anyone. The worst position you can put children in, guys, hear me well. The worst position you can ever put kids in is to need money, to need $1, to need $5 for whatever they want it for. If it's just go to the candy lady. If you don't give your kids money, somebody else will. And it might not be for chores. 9 times out of 10, it might not be for chores. Yeah. Guys, give your children chores and give them money in reward for the chores that you assigned to them. That it instills a work ethic in them that they'll never lose. Like I said, until we were 17, 18, we did chores, and it was still expected of us. As long as we were in our parents' house, it was still expected of us as if we were 10 and 11. It was no different. Nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. So the older we got, we had a really, really big yard. We had a smaller home, but a really, really big yard. We had a lot of land growing up. We had a huge backyard and a smaller front yard, kind of just a regular size front yard, but a really big backyard. You couldn't just push mow it down like you would mow some yards today. Like, you know, some of the HOA neighborhoods you see today, you just mow it down with a push lawnmower. No. No. The older we got, not only did we have to do things inside, but we also had to help outside. We had to mow. Even if my father was working or whatever the case may be, it was still our responsibility to mow. Most times he was there to do it and we just helped, but just for instance, if he wasn't there for whatever reason, it was still expected of us. So we had a push mower and we had a rider, and the rider was for the back, but I used to ride all of it. I used to ride all of it. And yeah, we had to mow. We had to help our father mow. Not only did we have to do things were expected of us inside of the house, but things were also expected of us outside of the house. And we went to school, things were also expected of us in school. Not much room to F up. Not much room to F up. I'm telling you, children need structure and children need rules and parents. If you keep children busy, not very much time and room to make error. Not stupid errors. When I say error, I'm speaking of stupid errors. Things that you feel like you've told children 10 times and they're still doing the same thing. Yeah, it wasn't gonna fly. It wasn't gonna never fly in our house. Trust me, it wasn't gonna never fly in our house. Believe you me. When my brother thought he would want to buck the system, and I say that because he did, but it would always be something different. It wouldn't be the same thing over and over. Like, no. It would never be the same thing. It'd be something totally different. I'm gonna try this right here now. Yeah, that was kind of his game plan. Me, not so brave. I liked my peace, and I'm the same way as a man, as a grown man. I like my peace. I don't like too much confusion. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to know what I'm not doing. I like to know what's expected of me so I could do it and I can stay out the way. That's kind of how I operate. And then I can dictate what I want to do. Because I don't have anybody, hey, you want to do this? What? No. But yeah, so we did dishes. We kept our room clean, and we had to mow. I don't even see kids keep their room clean today. Some parents are wondering where they went wrong with some of these kids today. And I can guarantee you, if I just walked into their homes, I could tell them exactly where they're going wrong and where they went wrong. And it's the simple stuff like this that I'm talking about. I didn't say a lot of this in the first video, but it's the simple stuff like this. Children need structure, man. Children need structure and they need rules to follow. If they don't, they're gonna run amok. They're gonna run amok. Children are gonna run amok if they don't have rules and structure and things expected of them. Excuse me. Yeah. At a certain age, this is the last one. Not the least, just the last one. We had to wash our own clothes. Let's just say around 10, 11. My mama wasn't washing our clothes no more. She wasn't washing our clothes no more. Like, no, you gonna do it. I'm finna teach you how to do it, and you gonna do it. And it was a lot of years. Listen, I'm talking early 90s. So I was raised up early 90s. This was before dryers, what most people have in their homes today, just convenience. We had a clothesline in the backyard. We had a clothesline. We finished washing them clothes, we had to hang them out on the clothesline. Yeah, my mom, at a certain age, my mama wasn't washing our clothes. She taught us how to wash, how to separate our clothes, and how to wash them, what set the washer on, cold or hot, whatever you washing, and you go for it. And she would tell us, you too big for me to be washing your clothes. You wash your own clothes. Yeah. So both me and my brother, we alternated on washing each other's clothes, and we had to go out in the backyard, put them in a basket, go out in the backyard and hang them on the clothesline. That's what we had to do. And when they dried, and it seemed like it take forever for clothes to dry on the clothesline. But once they dried on the clothesline, then we took them off the clothesline, took all the all the clothespins off of the line, and we had to bring them in the house, and we had to fold them, and we had to put them away. The job wasn't just done washing them. We had to wash them, we had to hang them out, we had to bring them in, and we had to fold them and put them away. Us as kids did that. Us as kids. Yeah. Things were expected of us, and they were going to get done. they were going to get done. At a certain point, my mom and dad had no worry about what was expected of us, and they didn't have to utter it. At a certain point, we just knew what the program was. We knew what the program was, and if the program wasn't being followed, then that's when they stepped in. And it wasn't to smile. It wasn't to smile. Things like this are what make productive citizens, productive children into productive citizens. Children that want to go to work. Children that want to make money. Children that want to have something in life and get it the right way. Like, a lot of these young people, they don't even want to work. They don't want to go to work. They're waiting on somebody else to give them $20. They don't even want to go to work. They don't even know the value of a hard day's work. Cleaning the bathroom to them, and that's a story for another day. I ain't even going to share that. I'm not even going to share it. Cleaning the bathroom to them is work. So when it's time to go out and get a real job as a 18, 19, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, whatever they decide to do when they finish high school, it's scary to them because they never had to do it. They have no sense of responsibility in here to be able to step out and want to hold down a job. And I didn't write this down. Listen, I didn't even write this down, but sitting here talking about it, both my brother and I had jobs. We had part-time jobs. What was the age you could get a job back then in the early 90s? 14, 15? We had jobs. Yeah. My brother worked at Winn-Dixie bagging groceries in a bag, boy. And I worked at Cash and Carry. I don't even know if y'all ever heard of Cash and Carry before, but it's an old brand. I don't even know if it's still around anymore, but I worked at Cash and Carry, bagging groceries and a buggy, boy. That's what we did. And we got paid every week, and we saved our money until we could get us some cars. And that's what we did. My mother taught us how to put our money back. You spend a little, you put a little back, you spend a little bit. That's for another video. I spoke on that. The value of putting back $1. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I just really wanted to share that because it was kind of funny to me sitting to myself laughing about some of the crazy stuff we did as kids. And also, you know, it kind of broke into, you know, the things that were expected of us as kids. Yeah, we had responsibilities and they had expectations of us. Even to this day, guys, I'm gonna share something. Even to this day, my mother has expectations of me. My stepfather is passed, God rest his soul, but my mother is older now and she expects certain things of me and my brother, both me and my brother, both my brother and I. She expects certain things of us. There's a lot of things that she can't do now, but what she put in us, she's able to reap the rewards of, because she put certain things in us. And I don't flinch at what needs to be done for my mom. I don't flinch at what needs to be done in my everyday life to get what I need, to do what I need to do for my mom. Yeah. And my brother, the same thing. So when I said to you guys at the end of that video that I did about instilling into children what you expect out of them, one day there's gonna come a time where, like I said, if your parents are blessed enough and you are blessed enough to experience your parents in the elder stages, and the roles all of a sudden become reversed and things are expected of you, or, you know, they need certain things. They need certain things because they can't do everything like they used to, you know? So they need certain things. And hopefully they put in you what it takes to be able to withstand and to stand up for them and to be there for them. Hopefully they put into you those values and morals and ethics that you need to be able to stand up for them when they can't stand up for themselves. Do for them what they can't do for themselves. Yeah, it is extremely important for us, especially as black people. Listen, guys, especially as black people, I don't know where we are going wrong at with our children. I know, I do know where we're going wrong at with our children. That's why I'm doing these videos, these couple videos about it. I do know where we're going wrong. Our kids are so lost. Our kids are so lost. Morals are lost out the window. Values are lost out the window. Respect is lost out the window. They're lost. Things have changed so much. Seeing young children grow up to be adults, and if they don't have the right stuff in them to move about, they're lost. They're lost. It is so important to put the right things into your kids so they're not lost. They're not lost. They won't be taken advantage of. Yeah, man. But this won't be my last video on this. I just wanted to give a little bit. It's already about 41 minutes. I didn't even think it was going to be this long. But yeah, this won't be my last video because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about a lot of this. But I just wanted to share a couple things with y'all. Some things we did as kids and some things that were expected of us. And why? Why? I now see why. If you give them what they need, one day they'll know why. They'll understand. It'll all come clear to them. They'll understand. But excuse me, I'm gonna let y'all go. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Man, please, y'all like and share and subscribe. I'm going to continue pushing out videos about things that I'm passionate about, subjects that I'm passionate about. And of course, I know we all won't share the same viewpoints, and that's okay. The point is to have the conversations, to have the hard conversations. That's the point of it to me. We don't have to agree. The point of it is to bring up the conversations where we're going wrong. Yeah. But listen, I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are. I'm in Jersey. It's kind of cool here. The sun is out, but it's still a chill in the air. Yeah. But I'll see y'all on the next one. I love y'all. Thank y'all again. Please like, share, and subscribe if you can. If you like anything that I'm trying to do, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.